Coach Hartman here, bringing you the jiu-jitsu lesson for today. We're going to go through side control, how to lock the control position, and then we're going to go through a basic series for attacking from that position, and we're going to finally end up with what to do if things go wrong. All right? We're starting out inside of our standard side control. Usually what this person is going to do is they're going to have their frame against your hip and against your neck right here. From this position, I want to clear this inside frame and I want to get his inside arm isolated. So I'm going to come up on my toes. I put my pressure down onto him. I turn my hips and I advance my bottom leg nice and tight. As soon as I do this, I'm going to advance my other leg over the top of it, bringing my arm over his head. Now I have his inside arm isolated, nice and tight. I have blinded him so that he can't see what's about to happen. It's important that he doesn't see what I'm setting up. I'm controlling his arm right here, and now I'm ready to start attacking. So one more time, he's built his frames. I'm keeping him held tightly. I come out onto my toes. As soon as I do, I turn my hips and I advance my bottom leg nice and tight. I'm still up on my toes, still creating pressure for him. I advance my other leg, and as I do, I bring my arm over his head, tucking both knees in nice and tight to him and pulling my elbows in towards my hips. Once I'm here, he's now unable to frame to create space with his inside arm, and I'm ready to start attacking his outside arm. From this position, we're going to go ahead and start setting the attack up. First attack we're going to do is an Americana. So I'm holding tightly here. I'm going to swim my hand inside. With the back of my hand, I'm just going to push down. Roll my hand down and cup. As soon as I do, connect my hands. From this connection, I have to make sure that I roll my wrists. My goal is to make his hand point away from me. As I do that, you can see it, his elbow elevates. From here, I simply pull his arm in close to his body, and that's a tap. So, from the beginning of the series, we're here, we're inside of side control. He is ready to defend. I want to isolate his body. I come out onto my toes, I turn, I lock his leg out of, or his arm out of position. I'm going to come over his head and get nice and tight. Once I'm here, I'm hugging, I swim my hand in. I'll connect it to my head. If he's really strong, sometimes I may not be able to push this arm down, but with my head, I can force his arm down to the ground, and I roll and I make the lock. Once I have the arm locked in, I'm going to pull everything in close to me, and then I lift his elbow slightly with my wrists. I'm making this painting motion with his arm. Last time. We're here, he's building his frames. I sprawl out and I put pressure down on his chest. I'm going to turn, I advance my bottom leg, I step over his head, locking his arm out of position and locking this nice and tight. Now, one of the key details that most people are going to miss here is that as you come through, you're going to lose this control. If I come out to try and get this arm, I'm giving him lots of space to work. What I want to do is I want to swim my hand in while I keep everything nice and close and tight. Push it all down, lock it up, and from this position, pull it in, and then just a little bit of a twist to finish. So, take the time, practice that, stop it there, rewind if you need to. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next technique now. So, From this position, I start bringing my hand in, I swim my head, and I push his arm down. Now, most people have this issue that they don't want to get caught with their shoulder, so they start trying to extend their arm. And if I don't know what to do, I kind of lose all of that. And now I'm in trouble of getting rolled over. Bad things can happen. So we catch this. As he starts going out, I'm going to go forward just slightly. I bring my hand all the way up to the top of my shoulder, like I'm getting ready to do a rear naked choke here. And as I'm tight, I just put downward pressure and finish the arm bar. So from the very beginning, we're here. He's got his frames built in. I need to kill the frames. I sprawl out, I catch his arm. I come over, blind him, get nice and tight right here. Holding the arm, I come underneath, I pin it, and I lock it. He's smart, intelligent, he goes out. I come up to my shoulder with that underarm, hugging his arm into the air. Common mistake here is that I leave this down too low, and the ground frames his arm. I can't break his arm down here. But if I bring his arm up into the air and I hug it to me, when I go down, there's plenty of space still. So, one more time. We're here. We're inside of side control. Sprawl out. Catch. Come over his head. Holding him nice and tight. Bring my hand in front. Pin it down. Lock it up. From here he extends. I hug nice and tight. Get the tap. So, arm bar on the outside. Go ahead and practice that one. Pause the tape if you need to. Rewind. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next piece of the series. We're here in side control. We set it all up. And I'm here, and he turns his arm to try and grab his pants or his belt, whatever he can get a hold of, because now his arm's out of position. From this point, I'm going to take my bottom arm and I'm going to advance his elbow up high, taking my bottom hand through and holding this block. As I do that, I back my hand up, catch his wrist, and grab my own wrist. Now that I've locked the Kimura, I have a couple of different options for finishing right here. The most basic and easy is I'm going to sprawl out, switch my hips, lift, and pressure it behind his head. Same position. We end up here. He swims, he goes to catch. I really want to make sure that I don't allow him to connect to that leg. If he's able to connect, man, this just made my day a lot harder. If I can keep this from ever connecting and I bring my hand through, now he's never going to reach down and connect to his pant leg. I catch his wrist, I grab my own wrist, and now just for an added little piece, I'm going to step my leg up, I pull his elbow up to my chest, and I rotate. So we're here, turn, isolate the arm, get nice and tight. We're here, I come in front of the arm, I start trying to isolate it, he starts going after his leg. I try and advance this so that he doesn't get that in. I tuck my hand into my armpit, bring it in front, and block so that he doesn't catch. Now I go underneath, grab his wrist, grab my wrist, and now simple, easy, switch my hips and pull the arm behind his back. Very, basic. And the great thing here is that I don't have to move out of this position. We're gonna go through one little slick move, and that's gonna be the final. All right, lay down for me. So this can happen from this standard setup. I turn, I come over, and I start attacking this. Some of the times, before I can get a good lock, he gets his arm and he goes to try and hug my body and goes over my head. This can also happen some of the times when your partner just forgets their frame here and they just go to hug right from the beginning. Either way, what we're going to do is I'm going to blind, same as before. I keep him tight here. I hug his arm at the bicep. Now I take my elbow and I'm gonna bring it across his body and I'm gonna plant it right into his rib cage. I take my bottom leg and I advance it nice into his armpit right here, and I'm gonna cup on his shoulder, doing a little bread cutter action right here on his neck. This is usually going to make them want to turn their body to try and alleviate some of the pressure here. As he does, I step to the center of his back. I pull this arm tight to my hip. I circle my foot into his armpit. Now I'm going to catch what we call a bro grip. I grab his thumb and I pull in opposite directions on his arm. So we're here. However this arm gets on this side, as soon as it does, they're in trouble. I keep that arm, blind him. Remember, I don't want him to see what's coming next. From here, elbow tight into his body, right there. They're probably in a little bit of pain at this point. I build a frame. I start turning him. As soon as I do, I go straight to his back, pull this arm tight, circle, tuck my knee in, grab the bro grip, pinch my knees tight, break the arm. Please don't break each other's arms. That's what a tap is for. Don't wait until somebody breaks your arm. So we get here. I start attacking his arm. Oh, he swims. Tries to hug. I hug his arm. I put my elbow right into his sternum. You can see that makes his arm separate pretty quick. He can hold it as tight as he can. When I do that, it separates his arms. I back up, build a frame. I start going in here. Knees in his armpit. Step right to the center of his back. Circle, foot goes tight into his armpit. Catch the bro grip. Pinch my knees and pull it across my body. I'm holding this and pulling it to my hip the entire time. If I don't, what's going to happen is he's going to hug and he's going to run away from me and he's going to get out of my arm bar. Oh, bad day. Bad day. So, last time. Here. Arm gets in a bad spot. Hug it. We can thank him afterwards. Knee into the armpit. Step right to the center. Turn, circle, catch that grip. Now, from here, as long as I hold this, if he starts trying to run away, even if he gets out, we still have the arm bar. So, again, we went through how to lock up the control. We went through basic Americana, outside arm bar, and Kimura, and then a quick little spinning arm bar to the outside arm. Try it, see what you think, give us your comments.